Good morning, welcome to Join the Dots. I'm going to just go back to the very basics of this service because I think we need to really understand this. I work from the truth, and it's a truth that you don't often get told in today's world. I really mean that. So what's our title? Gold, food, Epstein, economic meltdown. All of those four are related. And I'm going to try and help you through understanding how I join the dots on those four subjects: gold, food, Epstein, economic meltdown. Okay? There is a clear path. You just have to join the dots. And I am going to ask you at this point, please, please, please like these videos, share them. I'm only telling the truth, and a lot of people aren't seeing it, aren't hearing it. Please share these videos. You won't be doing anyone any harm. You may be helping them an awful lot. All right, so where do we start today? Gold. Well, we talked about gold yesterday, didn't we? And I told you my personal tactics within a strategy. The strategy is gold. Fine. Some of your comments were, oh, it must be bullion, no counterparty risk, no counterparty. I understand that. I totally understand it. But I don't believe we're at the point where we need to be with no counterparty risk at this stage. I think there are better tactics within the strategy. And the tactics at the moment are for me to go into gold miners. I've explained that to you. I've explained operational leverage, and I've given you the video of Rick Rule. Please watch it because he's very, very good. And again, you know, the truth is that gold has performed 1,000%, more than 1,000% since the turn of a century, and the S&P's done 330%. So what is the best investment? And are you hearing anything about it? No, you're not. No investment advisor is telling you to buy gold. There's no commission, nothing, no churning possible. So simple. It's the truth. So let me move on to food. Now, food I am concerned about. I think at some stage food is going to be weaponized as health was. And I think this is across the globe. I think we're going to see food weaponized. And I'm in my early stages of developing this hypothesis, so we'll see where it goes, but don't ignore it. Look out for signs that something is about to disturb a lot of food supply lines. And it's happening across the world. Japan have a very bad rice harvest. What is the Japanese staple? China has got some bad news on its own product, but also on its imports, and also it's got tariff wars. Food is going to be weaponized over the coming years. Then we go on to Epstein. Now I'm going to spend a lot of time on this, and you'll think, Mike, it's just one. No, this is massive. This is fundamental, and it is a colossal issue. Okay? Now I'm going to drop 2 links in below because you need to see the Tucker Carlson interview on Epstein, and I would also recommend that you see the Roger Stone piece on Epstein. Epstein is a colossal issue, and in my world, looking for the truth, trying to find the truth, joining the dots, I see it as being an incredibly important issue, because at the moment you have an enormous kickback against Trump on Epstein, against Bondi, against Bongino, against Patel. Okay, so that's the president, the DOJ and the FBI, all of them on the back foot and being accused of covering up what is a heinous crime, for which Ghislaine Maxwell is in jail for 20 years. So there's a crime, so why can we not see that list? This is not going to go away. Why do I think it's so important, and why do I think the ramifications are massive? Because deflection. The US government is going to have to deflect everyone's attention from Epstein because it's such a huge issue. And if you think about Epstein issue, It goes to the heart of maybe 50-60% of the MAGA community, and it also goes to the heart of the 40-50% of the Democrat Party that have still got a brain, that don't believe in no borders, that don't believe in changing men to women, that don't believe in all that rubbish that we've had to go through the last 5 years. There's a sensible body of opinion in the Democrat Party, and there's a sensible body of opinion in the Republican Party. And that probably means more than 50% of the population want the truth on Epstein. They want the truth. So what's going to happen to put them off the trail? Well, you're going to have economic deflections. You're going to have all sorts of things. Even at this press conference where it was discussed and you saw Trump try and put them off the trail. What about Texas? What about the wonderful things we're doing? Hey, why are you talking about that? When the promise was, you will get the list. By Trump, by Bondi, by Bongino, by Patel, you, the public, will get the list. You haven't got it. And I don't think this is going to go away. The depth of the interview with Tucker Carlson was colossal. And again, look at the Roger Stone in the description below. Please look at these links, because this has the, I don't know how to say it. The amount of deflection the government is going to have to throw at you to put you off that trail is colossal. And I think no one describes it better than Greg Mannarino. And I've mentioned Greg many times. Please look at the link below. Greg Mannarino, his piece on economic meltdown, this is way worse. You do need to watch it. You do need to watch it. Greg is an interesting character. I followed him for 15 months. I didn't know of him before then. But he deliberately tries to put you off almost. He wears Rasta hats. He might snort and sniff a bit. He does it because he doesn't want those people who can't listen. He doesn't want those people who are distracted. He doesn't want them because they're no use. They can be distracted so easily. What's the point in talking to them? I love that. I love that attitude. I have the same attitude myself. I don't care. When I'm watching something, I don't care what the person looks like or does. I listen to the words. I want the truth. If you can be distracted, you're not going to get the truth. Because everything out there is to distract you. Everything. Whether it's a war here, whether it's a war there, whether it's an attack here, an attack there, or a threat here or a threat there. Distractions. Taking your attention away from what's really happening in the economy, which of course drives everything. It drives your employment, it drives your house prices, it drives your value of your assets, it drives whether you've got a job or not next week. It drives everything, the economy. And you are distracted at every twist and turn when they need to distract you. And that's what they are doing now regarding Epstein. They are distracting. So what else did I say in the title? I said gold, food, Epstein, and economic meltdowns. We've covered most of those. And the other thing that I'm going to talk about is election interference. There were a lot of suspicions in 2019 on the election, weren't there? There were a lot of suspicions. And I don't think they were wrong. 2020, sorry. I don't think they were wrong. I think there was an awful lot of wrong things happening in that election. But the biggest one, and I want you to go to Kanekoa the Great in the description below. It's all one word, Kanekoa, Kanekoa, the Great, all one word, on X. Okay? He has as his first piece this story on the election interference by potentially Chinese systems, and I won't tell you any more, just have a look, please. Because again, this is another massive story that may be used as a deflection, but certainly it's another massive link or dot that you should join when looking at the US-China, its future relationship, what it means to the world. Personally, I've suspected for a long, long time that China has interfered in all any product at all where China sells an electronic product, albeit a television, a car, whatever. Anything driven by electronics can have a hidden something within it. And I believe an awful lot of that has been happening over the last 15, 20 years. But this piece on election interference is so fundamental for the future relationship. And if exposed, it's like Epstein on steroids, but therefore will it ever be exposed? Because how many people are going to be implicated? Now, what does this all mean? Gold. Yeah, do you understand the link? Do you understand how joining the dots of all this chaos, all this underlying chaos that's developing in the world as we sit here, as we eat our breakfast, our lunch, our dinner, this is going on. It is colossal. And it is not easily set aside, given where the world is. So you come back to what is safe. And that's what we do each time, because if we have the truth on all these issues, the truth on gold, the truth on food, the truth on Epstein, the truth on economic meltdowns, likely economic meltdowns, the truth on election interference, if we get to the truth, we can see that the risk-reward balance in the world is completely and utterly skewed to risk. And therefore, where do you want to be when there's risk? Do you want to be in the S&P at 28 times earnings with Nvidia worth over how many ever trillion? Or do you want to be in something very, very fundamental that everyone on the planet understands has a value? And that is gold. And of course silver. Because as I've given you Rick Rule's presentation, please, please, please watch it. I gave it to you yesterday. Okay? You have to understand that gold always leads the way. Silver follows in its tracks and then goes past it and basically takes off. Okay, we've seen it before. We've seen this playbook. And as I've explained to you, the public will buy silver because it's cheap. It's cheap per ounce. It's not Bitcoin at 120,000. It's not gold at 8,000. It's silver at 30 or 40 or 50 or 60. I can buy that. I can understand that. I can relate to $60. I can't relate to 8,000 gold. I can't relate to 120,000 Bitcoin. Goodness me. Okay? So the public, but they're the last people. Remember, it starts with the central banks. It then moves on to the sovereign wealth funds, the family offices, the large hedge funds. Then in come the investment banks. Then we get down to investment advisors. And then we get down to the public. They're always the last. They're the last in. But they make the biggest difference in a move, a fundamental move to gold and silver. The public will be the last in, but they will make the biggest difference. Okay? So again, more dots there. Please try and join them. I've joined them for you. It's hard to take in all in one go. But that's why I've been doing this for 5 years, watching 10,000 videos. I've been doing it 5 years so that I can give you, in the simplest form, the chaos and the distractions and everything that leads me and an awful lot of very thoughtful people now to head down the path of precious metals. And remember, crypto as well. XRP, my favourite. We'll see where it goes. All right? Thank you very much for watching. Please, as I said, please like this, subscribe to my service so that you get the next video, and please share it. Share it with people because it's the truth. Why not share it? Let people see it. They can make their own decision. They're big boys, big ladies. They can make their own decisions on whether they do anything or not. But let's share it. Let's get the truth out there. Thank you very much.